All right, we are live on YouTube, and today we're going to be discussing many YouTubers are being shut down for violating the terms of service. Find out why by sticking around. All of that and much, much more is coming right. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. You do all of that and you're great. You're all set to go. You're good to go. You're gravy. Yeah. Yes, it's awesome if you do that. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. First things first, let me make sure that everything is going through okay. Let me make sure that we've got a good stream status. We absolutely do. The notification has gone out, and it looks like everything is rolling smoothly as usual. All right, first things first here, I already just did the first thing. Check the stream to make sure it's working. The next thing here, I want to apologize for yesterday. I was going to do a stream in the late evening, and I decided to cancel it at the very last minute. I just had a very long day and I was tired and I wanted to catch up on some rest, so I do apologize for that. But I did get a members only video out yesterday, and I also got another members only video out today. So for those the members out there, make sure you check that out. If you're not already a member of this channel and you would like to get regular members only videos and occasional members only live streams and some future unwritten perks, that'll be coming soon. Consider, joining the channel membership program here on my channel. For a minimum of $4.99 per month, you will get all of that. You will get daily or almost daily inspirational and motivational videos above and beyond what I provide publicly here. Again, as I've been mentioning all along, since I started the channel memberships program here on my channel, all of my packages will get you the same thing. It's just up to you how much you want to donate and sponsor the channel monthly. The minimum is $4.99. There's also a $9.99, $24.99, $49.99, and $99.99 super fan sponsor package. Pick one that fits your budget, and you'll get the exclusive behind the scenes content. You'll also get more exclusive behind the scenes information, and you'll have more regular access to me. I am more prone to respond much quicker and prioritize, people that are paying, members and paying customers. With the exception of my moderators. My moderators will always get my attention first because they help me run the channel and I help them run their channels out here on YouTube as part of a collaborative effort. All right, so with that being said, Queen Helen Casey's in the house. Welcome to the show. Queen, how are you doing today? She says, hello, Eli. Smash the like button for Eli. Well, today, Queen, I'm going to get right to it because I don't know how long this is going to take. I've been trying to keep my streams much shorter lately. I've also been starting them without starting soon music. I've also been getting to the point much quicker. I'm trying to give the people what they want and make it a lot easier for them to consume my content without having to skip through 15 minutes of entry music on the replay. without having to skip through a long, extended monologue that doesn't make sense, that doesn't pertain to the topic. I just want to get down to the meat and potatoes and let people consume what they're here to consume. So, again, this may take an hour. It may take 2. It may take 45 minutes. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure it'll take at least an hour. Because I'm going to be discussing, what's been going on with YouTube lately. A lot of people don't seem to understand how YouTube has been handling community guideline violations during this COVID-19 pandemic. And what a lot of people are also, what people are realizing that are getting community guideline strikes is, for the most part, YouTube is not giving community guideline strikes if you violate a community guideline. They are removing the video, but giving you a freebie in most cases, not all cases, unless YouTube can say with 100% certainty that your video violated the community guidelines. They will still take it down if they feel it has violated to a certain extent, and a human reviewer hasn't had a whole lot of time to go through the whole thing. And again, that's because of this COVID-19 pandemic. And in some cases, the AI, artificial intelligence, is taking down these videos, for what is programmed to take them down. And once the artificial intelligence takes down these videos, the creator can submit an appeal, which goes to a human reviewer. But because of the COVID-19 pandemic, there aren't as many human reviewers available, so it's taking longer for YouTube to go through this process. Now, what I have seen is that for the people that do get a community guideline violation but not a strike, YouTube removes their video, the people that appeal that, once it goes through the appeal process, if a human reviewer determines that it is actually a violation, even though initially the artificial intelligence took it down, and because of the COVID-19 pandemic, they didn't give you a strike, if you submit an appeal on that and you lose, you will get a community guideline strike. I've seen a lot of people complain about that, saying, well, I was taken down for this video, I didn't get a strike, I appealed it, and then, it was confirmed by a human reviewer that, it violated guidelines, and then they gave me a strike. Well, of course, if a human reviewer is going to review it and say definitively that you violated guidelines, then you're going to get a strike. The only reason why they're not given a strike right away in many cases is because YouTube's been relying more on the artificial intelligence to moderate the platform throughout this pandemic, because once again, like I've been saying, they don't have their regular staff. They're short-staffed regarding human reviewers. So I want you folks to understand that, and you can't whine and complain about that. In essence, YouTube is actually being very proactive and open about this. I mean, I think they're being more than fair. I got to tell you, I'll tell you how fair they're being, because they're being too fair. They're actually, saving people from being shut down that should be shut down, because certain people consistently violate the guidelines and should not be allowed on this platform, in my opinion. Now, today, I'm going to be, I know, Queen, you love calling it scamdemic. I get that. It's all good. I understand. Now, today, I decided I'm going to kind of do this in the form of a semi-reaction video. The purpose of this stream is to not necessarily feed into anyone, but today I've decided I'm going to talk about JB Gunner. Yes, I am. So if you were wondering, JB or anyone from the other side was wondering if I was going to respond to the video you made, yes, I am. Why am I? Because I feel it's relevant to what I'm discussing here, and because I just feel like talking about it, which is my prerogative. But I'm going to talk about it in very professional ways. I'm going to share my opinions, which pretty much are facts, and I'm going to handle this as professionally and maturely as possible. And JB, I know you're probably watching, whether you say you are or aren't, and if you're not, no big deal. I don't really care. Again, I'm going to try to handle this professionally and maturely. And at the same time, JB, I'm going to see if you can, for once, meet me halfway and handle this professionally and maturely. And we just move on, and it's done, right? Now, I've already moved on from you I hardly talk about you. I hardly watch your content anymore. Once again today, somebody from behind the scenes that cares about me sent me a link to the video you created. I'm not subscribed to your channel. I no longer watch your content unless somebody sends me a link and it's relevant and relative to what's been going on. And when I was sent that link to the video that was posted on the Gun Squad channel today, I checked it out, and boy, oh boy, it doesn't surprise me one bit. It doesn't surprise me one bit. And JB's reaction didn't surprise me one bit. Now, I'm using JB as an example because he's been on YouTube for a long time. And if anyone knows community guidelines, copyright guidelines, ad-friendly guidelines, all of that, as well as I do, it's JB Gunner. Okay? So he should already know. He should have already known the risks he was taking before he did what he did with his content. Okay? So let's get right into it here. Now, I took some screenshots from the comments section of the video that JB did. But first I'm going to discuss the video, and then I'm going to actually read the comments and give my feedback regarding the comments that were written, because it just behooves me to see a group of people that just doesn't seem to understand the difference between freedom of speech amongst your friends within your household and freedom of speech on a public platform that's privately owned. There's a difference, okay? When you're in your own home or around your group of people, you have the freedom of speech and the right to say whatever you want. If you want to use racial slurs, if you want to use, derogatory verbiage, whatever you want to say, no matter how bad it is, you have the rights to say that, within your own domain, your own home, apartment, or amongst your group of friends. But when you're on another platform and there's a terms of service, you have to abide by that terms of service, or else you're going to be removed. And that's what this all boils down to here. What this boils down to is the difference between freedom of speech and the terms of service of any particular platform. And as we all know, all social media platforms have a terms of service and handle this type of behavior in similar ways. And as a matter of fact, YouTube is the most lenient on it because they take forever to come around to review channels to punish them for doing this. If people did the same stuff on Facebook that they're doing on YouTube, they would get shut down in less than 24 hours. Facebook is very fast at dealing with hate speech and all that kind of stuff, right? But YouTube, you flag people, and even when they're fully staffed, when this pandemic's not happening, they, take forever to come around. But once they come around and check out your channel and they get to it, and let's say you've been flagged by 200 people for multiple videos, that's going to get YouTube to, dig deep and then take some serious action if need be. And that's exactly what they did to one of JB's channels, actually two of them, but more so one that he was discussing in his video today. So first of all, what was the title of JB's video? It was called, "Did YouTube Try to Alex Jones JB Gunner Today? What's next?" Did YouTube try to Alex Jones JB Gunner today? What's next? If you don't know who Alex Jones is, Alex Jones did a lot of political commentary on YouTube before he was shut down a little over a year and a half ago or so. Alex Jones is a very conservative, right-winged extremist who does make some good points. I'm not going to lie, even though I'm a slight left liberal. And it's not the fact that Alex Jones, doesn't make good points. It's how he presents those points. It's the same thing with JB. It's not about what you say, JB. It's not about what you talk about. It's not about the topics you discuss. And Alex Jones didn't get shut down for the topics that he discussed. He got shut down, and you're close to being shut down for, talking about these things in derogatory ways, very hateful ways, insightful ways, very vulgar ways, right? Because the truth of the matter is this, JB, and everyone else that's watching, okay? I pretty much have talked about the same topics that JB's talked about at one point or another, especially when it comes to male and female relationship dynamics, because at one point, him and I used to be a part of the Mick Tao community, and we're no longer a part of that. Mick Tao stands for men going their own way, okay? And so if I'm talking about the same topics as JB Gunner talks about, and even some of the same topics that Alex Jones used to talk about, then why did Alex Jones get shut down? Why is JB Gunner pretty close to getting shut down? I'll explain more about that in a second here. And why am I not getting shut down? Because I present my material in professional ways, in proper and professional ways. Okay? I don't sit there, if I'm talking about welfare queens like JB Gunner is, I don't sit there and attack them by their race. I don't sit there and call them derogatory words, which is considered hate speech to YouTube. I'll just mention that I can't stand people that take advantage of the system. It hurts me to see that happen, because in essence, people that play the system and get benefits they don't deserve are in essence taking away benefits from people that really need them. And if too many of the wrong people get these benefits, there may not be enough benefits available for people that really need them. So when I present my material, I present it in mature, honest, and ethical ways, and I still get the point across. I do it without attacking anyone or inciting hate or inciting a group of people like his gun squad to go attack other people. Okay, I'm just using that for example purposes. But that's why, Alex Jones was shut down. And that's why JB Gunner is pretty close to getting shut down. I mean, I'll explain more about that in just a few here. It would be a blessing for him to go permanently. Well, Queen, I'll tell you. Here's the thing. I'm going to take the mature approach like I have been lately, Queen. And I agree with you completely. But the kind of person I am, I always try one last time to get through to people. Okay? And in this case with JB Gunner, I'm not looking to work things out with him. I'm not looking to be his friend. I'm not looking for anything besides, hey, look, I think you get the point, dude. You don't want to keep going down, and I don't want to keep dealing with this, right? And I haven't really been talking about the other side or him that much, but today I felt the need to do it based on the video he did. All I'm looking to do is say, hey, look, man, whether you feel you have the right to say whatever you want to say on YouTube or not, it's not your choice. You have the right to talk about whatever you want to talk about, but you have to present your material within their terms of service, or they're going to remove you, and you have no leg to stand on, and you shouldn't be complaining for being taken down for violating those rules. That's the bottom line. That's all it boils down to there. So, again, I wanted to talk about this today because I really wanted people to understand what's going on with YouTube, especially now during this pandemic, why people are getting videos removed for violating community guidelines and not getting strikes. And if you contest those and a human reviewer reviews it, and then it's found that you have violated the guideline that was initially picked up by the artificial intelligence, and then you get a strike, that's why you're getting a strike at that point. So a lot of people, have been very confused, and a lot of people don't, go to read the YouTube blogs. They don't follow the YouTube creator support channel. Not the creator support, creator insider channel. There are a bunch of YouTube channels that are run by YouTube that everybody should go subscribe, bang the bell, and select all notifications. Just do a search for, YouTube, right? And they'll pop up at the very top. And, the Creator Insider channel is one of the best ones because they update you on new features and what's going on with the company first. Then there are some other ones. I can't remember the exact names off the bat. but there are a bunch of different channels you should be subscribing to so you know what's going on. So anyway, now, again, today I'm here to handle this maturely. I just want to respond and give my 2 cents about what's really happening and what people can do if they're in a situation like JB's in. JB could easily fix this. He could. He can easily fix this, right? But it's up to him if he wants to fix it. Or he's going to have to go to create his own platform like he was saying. JB's thinking, okay, he's saying 2020 is the last year I'm going to be on YouTube. 2021, I'm going to be running my own server. Well, that's easier said than done. It's almost impossible to run your own server and then host videos and have enough bandwidth, server space, and a server computer and a server to a separate server to process, videos and optimize it for streaming. There's so much that you have to look into, JB, that in order for you to have your own server, I mean, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars per month that you're not going to want to spend. So, in all honesty, if I had to guess, I don't think JB's going to leave YouTube, and I don't think he's going to only use YouTube to promote his stuff on other platforms or his own platform. He's going to realize that this is the best platform. He just has to learn to work within the terms of service, and he can still get his message out there, right? The reason why a lot of these people are getting shut down is not because of what they're talking about. It's because of how they're talking about those topics. It's because they're attacking other creators in malicious and hateful ways, right? And it's very clear and evident. An example, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, JB was inciting his audience to flag my channel, mass flag my channel, and he flagged me live on the air to say that I am illegally using the YouTube certified logo. Right? I didn't know that YouTube changed their rules. And as soon as I found out, I took down those videos, and I've been in progress of re-editing or editing those videos and blurring out the YouTube certified logo and not using it anymore. But see, it's things like that JB does, the incitement and all that gets him in trouble. And why does he do that? Because he's upset because something is happening that's affecting his channel. Maybe I wasn't feeding into him, or maybe, I was doing some things to defend myself because he kept coming at me with other things that were, affecting me from running my channel the right way. Like, the thing that's going to get people in trouble the most is overreacting and letting their emotions get the best of them and doing stupid things and saying stupid things and inciting people to do things to attack another YouTuber, which again is incitement, and that right there is a community guideline violation. I don't understand why people can't see that. That's a clear violation. And for those of you out there that support a guy like JB, which is it's your right to support whoever you want, I'm sure you understand that as well. But some of you just don't care. Some of you seem to think that YouTube should make special rules for guys like Alex Jones and JB Gunner. And no, YouTube doesn't make special rules for anyone. They have the same rules for all creators. And you mentioned JB on your video. You mentioned YouTube, almost got rid of PewDiePie or something like that, right? Well, if PewDiePie is violating guidelines, why should he not be held to the same level, of the guidelines as the rest of us are? It doesn't matter if he has over 100 million subs. It doesn't matter. If he screws up, he screws up. Anyone that screws up, regardless of who you are, whether you're a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber, you deserve to pay the price. That's what happens when you screw up. And for someone like PewDiePie, that's been on this platform for a while, one of the biggest non-commercial YouTubers out there, right? Okay, one of the biggest non-commercial YouTubers, meaning a non-big company YouTuber that got to over 100 million subs, which is what I'm trying to say. He should be thinking twice about everything he does. He's in such a great position, making $15 to $20 million per year. having the fame and the glory that he has. You know how many people would just give anything and everything to be in that position? I would love to be in his shoes. If I was in his shoes, I'd be going to YouTube saying, how often can I come down to the San Bruno headquarters and help you folks with your videos and other things because I live close by? That's the kind of person that I am. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's going to complain because a company has rules, right? Okay, I'm either going to choose to follow those rules before I start doing whatever that platform offers, or I'm just going to go somewhere else, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Now, did YouTube try to Alex Jones, JB Gunner? No, absolutely not, like I've been saying. Absolutely not. Now, furthermore, what JB was discussing in that video was another channel that, it was one of the first channels that he ran. He used to call this channel Mick Tao Mindframe. When I first found out about him, like 3 to 3.5 years ago, when we were part of the Mick Tao community. And he rebranded that channel many times. He rebranded it to Red Pill Mindframe after Mick Tao kicked him out. He then rebranded it to, I think, Red Pill Rehab. And then he, I guess, rebranded it back to Red Pill Mindframe or whatever it was. It went through a bunch of rebrands, but it's that same channel that was initially known as the Mick Tao Mindframe channel. And that's a channel where he uploaded a lot of hateful videos towards me and other MGTOW people. And if you folks aren't aware of the MGTOW community, and MGTOW stands for Men Going Their Own Way, there was a big, huge MGTOW movement through many content creators out here on YouTube several years ago, like 3.5 years ago. YouTube actually has MGTOW as a bad word. If you put MGTOW in your titles and descriptions and stuff, you're going to get demonetized. Now, if you use the MGTOW moniker and you don't violate guidelines and you speak on their topics professionally like I do, you could submit, if you're monetized and you get demonetized for using the MGTOW moniker, tag, you can submit that for a manual review, and a human reviewer will check out your video and see that it's not violating guidelines, and they'll approve that. But for the most part, MGTOW is pretty much a naughty word within the YouTube algorithm, because many creators back in those days were misrepresenting what MGTOW is supposed to be. And they were, scamming the community, just like I feel, what JB Gunner was doing. JB's admitted that he scammed the MGTOW community. He's come out publicly and stated that, so he's not going to deny it. Right? I'm not trying to criticize you, JB. I mean, this is just, I'm just repeating stuff that you said. All right. But yeah, that's what was going on. There were a bunch of very vulnerable men in MGTOW that were seeking guidance and seeking help and seeking emotional support from other men because they just went through a bad divorce or a bad breakup. And, a lot of these guys came in and saw an opportunity to try to, siphon as much money out of these vulnerable men's pocketbooks with any service that they had to offer. And so that's why YouTube pretty much, has pretty much just about blacklisted that word. So that's the channel that JB was talking about in his, on his video today that he uploaded to the Gun Squad channel. Now, JB was showing, look what happened. I put all these videos that I had to private back to public, and then immediately I get all these emails. I got 9 community guideline violations. Wow. 9 community guideline violations and only 1 strike, he said. And he goes, I'm very lucky because, if it wasn't for this COVID-19 thing, which you're right, JB, if it wasn't for this COVID-19 thing and YouTube not having, enough staff to get through the reviews of these, what happens is the artificial intelligence, if it catches something that violates guidelines, it will send it off to a human reviewer. But because there aren't as many human reviewers available, what the artificial intelligence is doing is just automatically taking it down. Okay, if it's programmed to take down a specific thing that you've done wrong, right? But because there aren't as many human reviewers for, you know, the artificial intelligence to say, okay, I saw this, you know, content on the Gun Squad channel. It violates guidelines. I'm going to send it off to a human reviewer, make them aware to manually check this out to see if, you know, what the computer caught is accurate. And then the manual reviewer will decide if, you know, the channel gets a strike or not, right? But again, in the case of, you know, this situation with JB and many others, because of the coronavirus pandemic, okay, these people or the YouTube algorithm is just taking these videos down automatically and not issuing strikes. If it was a normal time outside of the coronavirus pandemic, like JB was saying, he would have received 9 community guideline violations, in essence, 9 strikes, which it would only take 3 to shut your channel down, JB. So you would have gotten 3 strikes. If you want to be technical, 9 strikes. Wow. 9 strikes. You know, I got to say that I've never seen any one channel get 9 strikes in a row. I've never seen that. That's why I had to do this video. I have never seen any one channel get 9 emails back to back, boom, 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 and have 9 videos taken down just like that for violating community guidelines. And then only getting 1 strike because of the coronavirus and the channel's still up. But it was enough to trigger JB, and JB was saying, hang on one second. Thank you, Queen. You know who that was. He's not welcome here. Anyway. So JB was pretty upset by this. And, you know, he had a lot of choice words to say about YouTube. And JB, listen, man, I'm not here to attack you. I'm not here to argue you. I've moved past the whole thing. I'm doing a professional response video here, right? Listen, I'm not trying to talk smack about you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to wish you the best after this, because the direction that you're going, I think you're going to have a better chance of actually getting where you want to get to. Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit, because apparently you have a new graphics designer, and I've seen some of the stuff. People have been sending me some of the stuff behind the scenes that you're doing, and you know what? If you focus on that, and you rid yourself from all this drama, I think you're going to be just fine. The longer you stay enthralled within this drama and feed into all this stuff like you have been, the more your channel's going to keep going down. And what are you here for, man? Are you here to grow your political commentary, your gaming? You know, are you here to grow what you're passionate about, or are you here to feed the trolls and give them what they want? Because at one point, I was feeding into you every day, and all these people can't stand me, and they would pay you money to come after me, right? Now that jig is up. We know that, right? Okay? So now that that jig is up, then, you know, moving away from this completely is going to spare you the headache of having any of your channels go down. And you had said in the past that all your channels, JB, are under the same email address. So if you get, if YouTube/Google shuts down your Google account, you lose access to all your channels. Why would you put yourself in that position, man? It's an honest question, man. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to be very reasonable and civil about this. Why would you put yourself in this position? Because your entire video today, dude, was someone that's just whining and complaining like a little teeny tiny female dog. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just stating the facts. You know what you've done. You yourself have said many times. Like when you got demonetized on Gun Squad, you made a posting saying, I got demonetized. I'm surprised it took this long. I'm surprised I lasted this long. And then you tried to cover it up by saying, I got demonetized, but not for what you think. I got demonetized because I slipped below the 4,000 watch hour threshold. by putting all your videos to private. And you BS people on that, because when you showed a screenshot of, what YouTube sent you where they demonetized you, you only showed the number 2 reason why you got demonetized. The number 1 reason why you got demonetized, like I mentioned in the past, is because you were violating the terms of service. You also have non-ad friendly content. And most of your content on Gun Squad would get content ID claims for playing copyrighted music, and you can't monetize it. So how are you making YouTube money? You say that you made YouTube money, is what you also mentioned. You said that you made YouTube a lot of money, but you haven't made a lot of money from YouTube. What money have you made YouTube when most of your videos can't be monetized because it's not ad-friendly content, or you're using copyrighted music? So how, it's a fair question, man. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm asking you a fair question. To me, it kind of sounds like you're just whining and complaining that it all finally caught up to you, and you knew the risk. You've known the terms of service. You know the community guidelines, the copyright guidelines, the content ID claims. You know the ad-friendly guidelines. You know how the system works better than almost anyone, man. And me knowing that you know that, for you to come out and whine and complain like a little teeny tiny female dog for like 14, 15 minutes, dude, that's pathetic, dude. I'm not trying to be mean. That's just pathetic, man. It is. Right? Dude, all you had to do was move on from it. Make a quick video. Yeah, this is what happened. Yeah, my time finally came. Folks, I'm moving on. I don't want any more drama here. If you're here for Coach Eli drama, I don't want to deal with it. I'm moving on. Now, I don't have a problem you talk about me. Talk about me all day, every day, dude. If that's what you think is going to get you where you want to go, and that's what suits you, dude, talk about me all you want. And here's another thing. Interestingly enough, you seem to want to take a page out of Ronaldo, the doctor's book, where he uploaded my meltdown video from a couple years ago when my ex Dana split up with me and I had a meltdown. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told him, because you have a stream planned, I believe, for tomorrow to where you're going to talk about that. You can sit there and talk about that all day, every day. You can upload that to 100 channels, dude. For all I care, I don't give a shit. You want to know why? Because that video was me being the most raw and real I've ever been. I'm not saying I'm not real now. I am. But that was as real could be. And you want to know something, dude? A lot of people may be embarrassed by a video like that. A lot of people may be ashamed by a video like that. A lot of people may say, oh, you know what? He lost his shit. He's not a man. Well, yeah, I did lose my shit a little bit, but you know why I lost my shit? Because I really cared about her. And even though I've moved past her, okay, I've moved on from her, to this day, I have nothing bad to say about her. Why am I going to say something bad about her when, part of the reason why we split up was because of all this YouTube stuff that was happening back then on my former channel. I can't blame her for that. I blame myself for that. I own that, man. And that's what I did in that video. I owned everything I screwed up. So if you want to play that video to your audience all day tomorrow for 4 hours straight, if you want to upload it to 100, 200 channels, be my guest. The only thing you're going to do is make me more famous than I should be. That video does not bother me, dude. Nothing you guys do bothers me. And the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because you're complaining about being taken down by YouTube, 9 times on the same channel, 9 times in a row for community guideline violations on your Red Pill Mindframe channel. Yet you're going back to doing the same thing the very next day that got you taken down all those times. I mean, dude, you're contradicting yourself. You're a hypocrite. Why not just move past it, dude? You are more than capable of creating real content. You're more than capable, man. And you want to know something, dude? Despite everything that you put me through, and you know what you put me through, I can still come out here and be the better person and be a good man and look you in the eye right here and say, you know what, dude? Let bygones be bygones. I can come out here and say, you know what? Like I said a month or so ago when I let all this go, I was holding on to resentment. I'm not holding on to resentment anymore regarding you, dude. I let it go. I'm willing to be the better person. I've been moving on and doing my own thing. And I haven't really fed into you guys much at all the last month, and you know it. But you guys keep doing the same shit over and over again. And that's the reason why you're in this position of about to lose your channels that are providing your livelihood. You see, dude, my only issue is the fact that you're the one that puts yourself in this position with your channels, yet you're blaming everyone but the person that created these issues to get your channels in the position where they're at. You know, I've come out here and owned everything that I've done. You know what? I may be a life coach, okay? But at the same time, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. That doesn't mean I'm not a good life coach. That means I'm a real human being and I can relate to people. I'm much more relatable to people than you are, dude. And maybe if you started more so relating to people and being more honest and authentic and genuine with them, you know, maybe things would turn around for you, man. Maybe you'd be able to make money legitimately instead of having to make money through the drama sphere, because the majority of your money has been through the drama sphere, and you know it, right? You got Wise Night Owl sponsoring you. Yes, you got some sponsors, but you know, about half of your income has come from the drama sphere, right? But again, like I've been saying all along, it's not going to be sustainable long term. And look at the position you put yourself in right now. And then you blame YouTube. You're blaming YouTube, and you're telling YouTube to F off. The platform that gives you a free platform to live stream and upload videos. You're telling them to F off when they don't have to give you that right. They don't have to provide you free service. It's up to them. They're going to provide you a free service to upload videos and do live streams as long as you abide by their terms of service, known as the TOS, which includes their community guidelines, copyright guidelines, ad-friendly guidelines, etc. You know better than that, dude. You know, I honestly believe you do have a pretty high IQ, and I do too. It takes one to know one. And I don't care what you say, whether you think I have a high IQ or not. But I actually believe that you have a high IQ. And because you have such a high IQ, why don't you use that and actually create something sustainable, dude? Why can't you move past all this stuff, man? Yeah, you know what? You weren't fortunate enough to have the best upbringing like I did. I feel blessed to have had that. But you've grown up, and by now you should have learned from it. And everything that's happened out here on YouTube for the past 3.5 years, you should have learned from it by now. And move on and create bigger and better things. You're capable of doing that, so why don't you do it? Is it because it's going to take you more work to do it? You yourself say that you're a hard worker, and I'm not taking that away from you. Okay? But, you know, when you run drama streams and you're making $300-$400, you know, in 90 minutes, right? Because you're talking about me or the drama sphere, or you're attacking people in ways that will violate YouTube's terms of service, right? And then when you compare it to doing a 4-hour stream with Jacob Billet where you barely break 100 and it took you 4 hours to break $100, think about it. What would you rather do? Would you rather make $400 in 90 minutes or $100, $150 in 4 hours, which is 240 minutes, right? So you're looking at that, dude, and I know you are. When you look at how much money you make per hour or per half hour, like typically for you, because obviously, you know, I used to follow you all the time. I know your pattern for years. Typically for you, when you run a stream, you'll run a stream, and if you make $200 minimum, you'll run it for, 90 minutes to 2 hours max, especially if it's morning coffee, right? But if you're sitting around at 40 or 50 bucks and you're 2 hours into it, you're going to keep on running it until you get it to 200 or 150 or something, right? I've noticed your pattern, and it's forcing you to work more hours, and it's forcing you to work harder than, you really want to work. Here's the thing, dude. If you create your own thing and not be dependent on the drama to make, $100 every 30 minutes like you used to make, you could be making more than that once you, rebuild and get the right audience. That's what I'm doing right now. That's why I don't have a whole lot of people in my chat, right? I don't have a whole lot of people in my chat because I'm rebuilding, right? I'm rebuilding. I've had to deal with you folks. I'm still kind of dealing with some of you folks behind the scenes, like Ronaldo, the doctor, he keeps doing illegal things, right? But I'm not letting it get to me. I'm just moving on, right? But it's going to take time to get that new audience. But I've already decided in my head that I'm moving forward, and I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Again, today, your video was a great example to discuss regarding this topic I've been wanting to talk about, because lots of other YouTubers out there are doing videos. What's going on at YouTube? What's going on with people getting videos taken down without strikes, and then they appeal them, and then they get a strike after they appeal them when at first they didn't get a strike. What's going on? People are losing subscribers. They're not getting as many views. What's going on? Well, I wanted to do a stream to clarify that, because I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on because I pay attention to YouTube. I watch all their internal channels. So anyway, we're at 46 minutes here. I'm only going to talk for another 10 or 15 minutes, folks. Maybe a little bit longer. I want to read some messages that JB's audience commented below this video, and I want to give my response to it. And let's see. Elizabeth said, YouTube, Twitter, etc. I'm not going to show it on the screen. I'm just going to read it here. I have screenshots of this. YouTube, Twitter, etc. have an agenda and have gone all out to institute it. Hopefully Donald Trump can bring them to heal and allow creators like you to do what you do. Elizabeth, Donald Trump has no say in what companies can choose to write as their terms of service. Again, what you're asking your president, okay, and my president too, even though I didn't vote for him, what you're asking the president to do is basically, change, the way businesses can set their terms of service, right? Or their guidelines, right? And that's not for the president to decide. I just think you're a little bit angry and bitter because, you think that people should be able to, create hate and incite, violence and incite attacks on other YouTubers on a public platform that doesn't want that on their platform, right? So, to be honest with you, Elizabeth, that's just an angry and bitter answer because your boy JB is, everything's finally starting to hit him, and you just don't like the fact that it's happening to him. He has no one to blame but himself for putting himself in that position. Now, there's a second Elizabeth. Maybe this was a second sock accountant version of her right below. JB, you have what you have because you created it. What did he create? What did he create? He was trolling people from Mick Tao and attacking people like me, calling me cuck for years, right? I mean, he attacked my ex-girlfriend, myself, and many other people. He did a lot of crazy things that, were unethical or illegal or violated guidelines. And what did he create, dude? Look, you say he created this, right? Where did it get him? Look where it's getting him, right? YouTube did not give it to you. Well, YouTube may not have given it to him, but he chose to go down the drama path. He chose to go down a path of where he wanted to be this shock jock, type of, YouTuber, where he does things that no one would expect any YouTuber to do to get attention, right? But inciting hate on people and attacking people, that's just not cool, right? I'm surprised he even was able to pull that off for so long. Part of the reason was because I fed into it for so long. Part of that was my fault. But look what happened when I started backing off a month ago. There's nothing left. Take your work somewhere else. We will follow. Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, go where you want to go and take the whole gun squad with you. That would be great. All right, give me just a second here. All right, the next one says, this is by Khajiit, Dr. Elias Khajiit. Honestly, what I would do in your position is to buy your own website and invest in a home server to archive all of your content, your own content. Why don't you get a couple external drives like I have and back them up there? Why do you need a server to do that? The only reason why you need a server is if you want to run, your own website and host your own videos. But in order to do that, it's going to be very costly. You're going to need a lot of bandwidth. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And you're going to need a lot of hard drive space. You're going to need an expensive server. Like, this is not going to happen. You can set it up so that the website isn't actually hosting the content. It is just a portal to your home server. And that way, no one, including the website you're using as a portal, can pull down any of your own content because it'll only be accessible for deletion by you. Well, Khajiit, why wouldn't you just buy a couple external hard drives from Amazon? You can get a Seagate external hard drive. I got 8 terabyte for $120 last year. 8 terabytes, an external hard drive. Get 2, maybe back it up in 2 places in case one fails. But why does the guy need to go through setting up a server, man? I understand the home server thing. You can add a hard drive to your home server and do it that way. But why not just have an external USB hard drive? It's so much simpler than that, man. I'm not good with web design, bro, but I can advise you on how to go about setting up your own server. I have 2 of my own in my house. You are also another person that tried to hack me, Khajiit, and you can't hack me. You Khajiit, ODN, and now Raleigh, all of you are saying we're gonna hack Eli's system. All right, bro. All right, bro. It's all good. Do what you got to do, bro, and I'll do what I got to do. The first tip I'll give you on setting up a home server is to go Intel. AMD does have some compatibility issues on things like RAID and unRAID. RAID is when you have 2 hard drives and one duplicates the other as a backup. And I will agree with him there that I do prefer Intel chips over AMD. AMD has some pretty good chips now, but I've always gone with Intel, and I'll recommend them any day over AMD, but that's just my opinion too. So I agree with you on that, Khajiit. The IPC on Intel are much more optimized for home servers. Hell, bro, you could get a NAS instead of going full home server blades. Intel is going to cost you more, but it will be a much easier and smoother operation to set up and maintain at home. Cheers, JB. Khajiit, you're speaking language that JB has no clue about. You're talking about NAS, and you're talking about RAID and unRAID, and you're talking about, all this stuff, IPC and all that. Like the dude doesn't know what this stuff means. And he's not going to do any of this. He's not going to create his own server, and he's not going to basically create YouTube Junior from his house, dude. Do you know what that would cost? I have a fiber line, 1,000 up, 1,000 down, one of the fastest and best connections you can get for your home. And that is still not fast enough to run a server. Now, my connection could probably run maybe 50 people watching a streaming video that's optimized at once. But what happens if 1,000 people want to watch a video? There's not going to be enough bandwidth to deliver it. So what's JB gonna get? Like a terabit connection, if that even exists? Do you know how much this would all cost? It's just not going to happen, man. But anyway, you need, Claudia says, you need to let President Trump know this is exactly what he was talking about the other day, and he wants to know all that is going on with social media. You know, Trump is one of the biggest violators of social media himself. People want to get Trump off of Twitter because he's very unprofessional, and he is. Like, seriously. You think the president has the right to tell companies how to run their terms of service? YouTube has the right to say, we want no hate on our platform. You can express yourself in non-hateful ways regarding the same thing, but if you incite hatred or you incite attacks on other people, they don't want you there. Like, why do you people keep referring back to Trump? What's Trump going to do about this? What pull does Trump have? Nothing. Red Pill Mind Palace says, just like the live streams randomly being taken down. No, they're not. They haven't been randomly taken down, dude. They're taken down because there's hate speech, vulgar language, inappropriate content. There's been nudity. There's been, dude, are you kidding me, man? Like, I understand you folks love it when JB does that, but you folks know as well that he's pushing the boundaries. You know it. It would also explain why comments are being deleted. Yeah, if the comments are against the guidelines, they'll be deleted too. Why wouldn't they? Why can't you folks just follow the terms of service and you'll be good? Then there's a fake Eli account there with my picture on it, and we know that's the doctor doing that, Dr. Ronaldo. You're just jealous of real YouTubers like myself. Well, you said it, Ronaldo, not me. And then Gloria. Gloria, you continue to run your mouth about me, and I just ignore you. You're not even worth my time. You're another pathetic person, Gloria. That's all I got to say. Gloria says, you look sharp. This is a great look. JB, you will do great in the future because you are the future. Well, those are positive words of encouragement. That's actually a nice thing to say, Gloria. I'll say that. And to be honest with you, JB did look sharp today. I'm going to give him that. I'm going to be the better person to say, hey, look, despite how I feel about you overall, yeah, you actually were looking sharp today. Congratulations. Then Mort3012 said, YouTube has gone major snowflake. Don't insult others because of the advertisers and new rules on child-friendly. Many tubers suffering because of the policies and used to keep the advertisers here. Dude, Mort, you used to be a part of my channel. I eliminated you because you couldn't be a reasonable person on my channel. YouTube is not shutting people down because of what we're talking about. They're shutting people down for inciting hate, for attacking others. It's one thing to talk about a topic. It's another thing to attack a protected group in racial ways, to incite an attack on another YouTuber, which is against their new harassment terms. YouTube is not saying you can't talk about certain things. What they're saying is don't create hateful and abusive content. There's a difference. What part of that don't you understand? Are you people so angry and bitter that you can't say or talk about the same topics in more professional ways like I do? Do you have to have a guy like JB always amping it up and attacking others? And instead of just talking about welfare queens in general and saying that, you know, it's not a good thing because it's taking away resources from people that actually need the resource, right? Instead of just saying that, which is the professional way to say it, JB goes on and talks about the different races and uses their racial slurs to refer to them as those types of welfare queens. And that's why he's taken down. There's a big difference, man. There's a big difference. Hey, Mutt, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Hey, Rosas Lynn, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Eli, you are wrong about what? What am I wrong about, Queen? Can you be more specific, please? Queen, I don't get a chance to look at the chat the entire time. I'm reading comments right now from that video JB put out and responding to them, for example, purposes of the topic. Why many YouTubers are being shut down for violating YouTube's terms of service. But can you please be more specific, Queen, regarding what am I wrong about? What were you saying I'm wrong about and why? I mean, no big deal. It's okay. We can agree to disagree on certain things. It's not a big deal. I'm just curious to know. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Scroll up a little more, she says. Okay. Donald Trump signed the executive order today to keep social media from censoring people. That's stupid, Queen. Let me tell you something. Nobody's censoring anybody, Queen. Am I being censored? You see me complaining for being censored? You know what this is, Queen? And Queen, I understand, I believe you're a little more on the right, okay? You're slight right, I'm slight left. I understand that. Or maybe you're down the middle, okay? And I'm not a Trump supporter, and maybe you are. That's okay. Not a big deal. We're still friends. The point I'm trying to make is that I talk about the exact same things. Not always the exact same things, but I've talked about many similar topics as JB Gunner and others have talked about, and they've been taken down for violating guidelines, and I haven't, for talking about the same exact topic. Why is that? Because I do it professionally and maturely, and I still get the same point across. So my question is, not to you, I'm not mad at you, Queen. My question in general is, what are social media platforms doing that are silencing people or censoring people? No one's being censored. These platforms just don't want hate. They don't want people being attacked, racial slurs and stuff like that. I don't even want to hear stuff like that. I don't. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that, and I didn't hear about that because I haven't checked out the news yet today, but I'll look into it more. It's that Donald Trump signed the executive order today to keep social media from censoring people. Well, you know, that's probably going to have a lot of gray area also, Queen, because like social media companies are going to have their terms of service, and they're providing their service for free based on you following their rules. So how is that silencing people? Facebook, Twitter, yeah, it's all of them. I know. I actually like how Facebook handles hate speech and vulgar language and all this stuff that YouTube takes forever to come around and handle. Facebook, when you report something, literally, if it violates their policies, in most cases, when I've reported people before, it removes that posting within 15 minutes. I really wish YouTube would get a system like that. But it's not at that point. But again, Queen, I talk about the same things these people talk about. Not exactly everything, but I've talked a lot about many topics they've talked about that they've been shut down for and they've gotten guideline strikes for, and I haven't. Again, why? Because I stick to the topic. I speak about it maturely, professionally, and in the right context. These people spew racial slurs. These people spew racial slurs. They attack protected groups. They incite attacks on these people or other YouTubers. Like, I don't want to see any of that stuff. I don't care whether I'm on the left or the right. I just don't want to see anything like that in the first place. Melas Review says, I did a live today when I was walking to my niece's graduation tonight. Oh my God, it was so windy walking, but you can't even tell what's the new mic. Right, because that windscreen eliminates all the wind. That's a great windscreen. That big dead cat is awesome, right, Mutt? Congratulations, that's awesome. That is awesome. All right. The Holy Toast Show says, and we're reading the comments under that video JD put out today, YouTube has enough resources right now to do this, but can't ban the comments bot channel. They don't have enough resources, man. A lot of their people are out for the COVID thing, and they're not. Human reviewers have to be in the office on very highly guarded and protected computers. So no, you're wrong about that Holy Toast sock account. They don't have enough resources right now. And even when they're fully staffed, they still don't have enough resources because it's a big platform. But can't ban the comment bot channels. You know why they can't ban them? They do ban them. You know, those channels have thousands of channels. One goes down, another one comes up. How do you stop that? They do ban them, dude. It just takes time to find out about them. Susan says, it's all censorship. No, it's not. They're not censoring me for talking about the same topics that JB talks about. Why aren't they censoring me, Susan? Why? Why are they not censoring me? Is it because I speak with grace and I put in the right context and I don't attack anybody and I don't use any racial slurs or use inappropriate, language? Every now and then, if you say an F word, within the right context, they don't care about that, but I don't attack anybody. The government and cable companies, etc., got a hold of it. The corporations got a hold of YouTube. No, they didn't. The sponsors gave YouTube an ultimatum that was their right to do so. Ma'am. The sponsors want to put their content where they want to put their content. If they're going to pay money to advertise, they have the right to say where they want their ads to go to. That's all this is all about. Now, for non-monetized channels, you can get away with saying a lot more, right? If you're a non-monetized channel, okay, you don't have to follow the ad-friendly guidelines, which are more strict than the community guidelines, but you still have to follow the community guidelines even if you're not monetized. So, ma'am, you're wrong about that. You're speaking that of your you-know-what because you're just bitter because your boy is about to go down for all this. Look at the way these people are reacting here. This is pathetic. Like, I just don't get it. Also, there was something called internet neutrality. That's called net neutrality. And it really hasn't affected anything at all. It actually passed, but it hasn't affected one thing. Please look into it. YouTube is like TV now. No, it's not. They do have a TV aspect. It's optional. YouTube hasn't changed one bit. I'm still doing the same thing I did 3.5 years ago. I still watch YouTube videos. I run my live streams. I do my pre-recorded videos. Ma'am, what is different about YouTube? They have more options, right? If you want to buy their YouTube TV and have cable packages on the go streaming on an app on your phone, that's optional. If not, use YouTube in the same exact ways you've always been using YouTube. So where's the issue? It is censored. COVID-19 is just an excuse. No, it's not. COVID-19 has saved JB's ass and many others, ma'am. If it wasn't for COVID-19, Red Pill, Mind Frame, and Gun Squad would be shut down now. So, ma'am, again, are you doing your research or where are you talking from? I'm asking you an honest question, right? The people in power with all the money, they get to determine now what they want us to see. No, ma'am, you watch what you want to watch. This has nothing to do with what you want to watch. This has to do with your boy getting shut down for violating the terms of service. This is preposterous. It is. Again, look into what's called internet neutrality. It's called net neutrality. Net neutrality hasn't changed things one way. Now, is that to say it won't down the road? Who knows? But net neutrality, okay, that thing passed. As a matter of fact, let me look it up and find the date. Yeah, so basically they're looking at repealing the policy is what it is. So it ended net neutrality, But the bottom line is, has it really affected the way the net's been since that passed? It has not. It hasn't affected me one bit. I'm still doing the same exact things I've always been doing. I'm still here. Got 0 community guideline strikes, 0 copyright strikes. I don't even have any content ID claims. I don't violate copyright. So where's the problem? Right? What are you folks going to say? Because I don't incite people. I don't attack people. I don't say racial slurs. I don't want to live my life that way. I don't. I think it's stupid. I don't think I'm a boring guy. If you think I'm boring, that's on you. But nothing has affected me one bit. These are all excuses. These are all excuses because YouTube's bringing down the hammer on people that are violating their terms of service, just like JB Gunner is. That's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. Sadly, I'm not surprised. Thanks for sharing, JB. Susan, you have no clue what you're talking about. And I say that with no disrespect intended. You just don't know what you're talking about. You haven't done your research. Horst Urandoyan, whatever the heck that sock count is. Elizabeth is exactly right. JB, all of these social media sites truly have a growing bias against those who do not accept the liberal agenda. That's not true. That is not true. You guys seem to think that this is left versus right. That is not true. This has nothing to do with the liberal agenda trying to squash the conservative agenda. There are many conservative channels out here on YouTube that abide by the guidelines and are doing quite well. Why can't you guys be one of them or JB be one of them? This has nothing to do with left versus right or the liberal agenda. This has to do with either abiding by the terms of service or not. And JB Gunner is choosing to not abide by the toss. That's the bottom line. Pathetic, man. That having been said, you have made it work. Kudos to you. The quality of this video and the hard work you put into this top notch. I will agree it was a good video to get the information out. What I didn't like about the video was that he was whining and complaining like a little female dog because he's looking for sympathy now from you guys. It's part of his shtick. That's what he does. He's done the same thing before, and he'll do it again. Last year, he did the same thing. Right? I'm going to move off of YouTube once JB Gunner TV was shut down. I'm going to move from YouTube and create my own platform, right? And then he came right back to YouTube. Now he's doing the same thing again. I'm going to leave YouTube and create my own server. It's the same old thing, different day, different year. God. It's not about the liberal agenda. It's not. If it was, I would say it because let me tell you something. While I may be a slight left liberal, I'm not a liberal extremist. I do not like liberal extremists. I also do not like conservative extremists. I like views from both sides that make sense for the best overall interest of everyone. But you folks on the far right seem to think that when every little thing goes wrong, it's a leftist agenda. That's pathetic, man. Look, I'm going to come out here and say this. There are some great things that conservatives have done. There are also some bad things that conservatives have done. And the same thing with the liberals. There are some bad things liberals have done, and there are some great things they've done. Both sides have done good and bad. So what's the point? When you folks have nothing left to say, when you have no other leg to stand on, you always revert back to it's the liberal agenda. It's not. It's absolutely not. Super Say I Am Jim used to be a part of my channel till I banned you, or Queen banned you, or one of us for violating my rules in my house, which I'm entitled to create. Just like YouTube's entitled to create for their house, right? JB, Trump is going to make an executive order to protect free speech. Well, the bottom line is it's going to have stipulations. I haven't looked into it. I will later tonight. But that's not going to change the way companies run their terms of service. You can't sit there and order companies to allow you to use racial slurs on their platform. You can't do that. That's pathetic. That would be stupid. Then this world would turn into more of a world of hate than it already is. And I'm sick and tired of the amount of hate in this world already. We don't need any more hate in this world, man. Got a few more comments to read here, and I'm going to wrap this up. Hey, Beastmaster, how you doing? I have to run to the store to catch you on the way back. I probably won't be on, man. You said hi to everyone except for me, dude. That's all right, dude. I'm not butthurt over it. Hey, Mutt. How are you lovely ladies doing today? Queen is correct about YouTube. In some ways does have bias towards some platforms. No, listen, YouTube's a business. Of course they're gonna have some bias against Facebook, and Facebook's gonna have bias against YouTube. They want people to go on their platform instead of the other, dude. How would you want that run if you own one of those companies, right? But when it comes to freedom of speech, they all handle it the same way. They have their own terms of service, and they allow you to talk about whatever you want to talk about. You just have to follow the guidelines. No hate speech, no vulgar language, no racial slurs, no attacking of people, okay? Speak about whatever you want to speak about, but do it maturely. What's wrong with that? How come you people don't get this? Like, I don't understand it. It is so simple to understand. When you understand it, you'll be a channel like me. You'll never have issues. You won't be dealing with strikes or having content removed because you know how to properly present any piece of information, no matter what it is. That's what it all boils down to. John says, JB, consolidate your individual videos with similar content into hit list, and you can still exploit YouTube with unadjustable content. That way, new viewers can look for you on different platforms. What John's saying to do is create teaser videos and get them to go over to a different platform. Now, YouTube doesn't like that because YouTube wants people to stay on their platform, but they can't remove a video like that because it doesn't violate the terms of service as long as you don't violate the terms of service with what you say in that video. So trying to get someone to a different platform doesn't necessarily violate the terms of service, but what you say in that video and how you say it is going to affect that. Gun Squad replies, hit list, and then John says, hashtag Gun Squad, for example. All songs that sing about money, all of the videos you did in the past 15 years that talk about betting, all under one title, that would be a hit list. You're talking about playlists. On YouTube, they call those playlists. A hit list, dude, is if you're trying to plot, people's murders. And on YouTube, when you're playing videos and you want to put them all on one list, there's a section called playlists, brother. Susan, again, commented, YouTube used to be controlled by people like us, but not anymore. What are you talking about? YouTube's been controlled by the same people all along. Do you understand that before Susan Wojcicki took over, she had a lot of say in the company because her husband always worked for Google. And Google owns YouTube. It's always been the same. It has never changed. Now, have they had to tighten up ship a little bit? Yes. But the platform's exploded. And in order to keep the platform going, they need to have sponsors to pay the bills. Like, what part of this don't you get? She goes, that's why it's changed. It is not a place that it used to be. It's censored now. No, it's not censored. I'm not censored. I talk about anything I want to talk about whenever I want to talk about it. Why are they not censoring me? They don't censor me. I talk about anything and everything that I want to talk about. In many cases, I've done similar topics such as your boy JB's done. Why am I not being censored ever? Ma'am, is it because I present my material professionally and maturely and without using racial slurs and attacking a protected group or inciting hate or an attack on other YouTubers? You folks will never learn. You don't want to learn. You're just hateful people. You're mad because YouTube is taking away what you feel is your right to attack other people for your entertainment. That's pathetic. It is. The government got involved. How? What has the government done? Now, the COPPA thing, I can get that. But that needed to be done to protect the kids, right? I have not been affected one way at all by YouTube. As a matter of fact, the new monetization rules that changed a few years ago, at first I wasn't happy about them because I lost monetization on my old channel because of the new rules. But now that I came back on this channel, these new rules have helped weed out all the bad people, or most of them, and there's more ad revenue left for people like me that are doing the right things. So, ma'am, Susan, let me ask you, how is it censored? Am I complaining that I'm being censored? I've never once been censored, right? The government got involved. The people in power got a hold of it. How? Can you give me specific examples? Ma'am, can you create a video on your sock account? Well, you're a consumer of content. Can you create a video and tell me how? How did the people in power get a hold of it? What have they done to change it? I have not complained one time for having a video taken down. My videos don't get taken down, but I talk about whatever I want to talk about whenever I want to talk about it. Why am I not being taken down, man? JB, if I had any info about where you could go or any computer info, I would tell you in a heartbeat. I'm illiterate when it comes to computers. I'm so sorry. I would have shit a brick too. Your grammar's atrocious too, man, but we're not going to count that. But somebody hopefully can help. Red Pill Mind Place says, it went to shit as soon as Google bought it. Red Pill Mind Place, that's a very rude thing to say about Google. They're one of the best companies out there, and I respect Google and YouTube. And let me tell you this, Red Pill Mind Palace, Palace. Not Place, Palace. If Google didn't buy YouTube 1 year after YouTube started, there's no way in hell any other company besides maybe Amazon could have afforded to keep it going with all the bandwidth that's been required and all the servers required, employees it requires to run it. And Google has the top engineers in the world. It took Google's money and engineers to make YouTube what it is. And for it to still be here to this day. Excuse me. You have some nerve, dude, to say that it went to shit as soon as Google bought it. I gotta say, man, this is pathetic to me, purely pathetic. And I'm gonna wrap this up in a few, but before I get on out of here, I just want to say this, folks. If you don't want to put yourself in this situation, yes, I focused most of the show using JB Gunner as an example. He is the prime example of what not to do if you don't want your YouTube channel to be shut down. And I'm not saying this to attack JB or to harm him. And I have a few words to say about you, JB, so if you're still watching, stick around. If not, it's no big deal. But yeah, if you don't want to be shut down, take a look at the guidelines. Go to the YouTube help pages. All that information is there. It's pretty simple. Be a good person. Express yourself in any way you want to express yourself, but also be considerate to people. Do we have to always create drama and attack others to get attention? Is that what this is all about? Sorry, Beast, I didn't see it, man. I apologize. Thank you, Queen, for saying smash the like button. Folks, you can express yourself in any way you want to express yourself out here. You talk about whatever you want to talk about. Now, some topics might get demonetized or not be ad friendly, but they're still within community guidelines. You just will have limited or no ads. And YouTube's been working on even getting more advertisers that are willing to sponsor more controversial content. So even if you get the yellow icon, if you're monetizing and you get the yellow icon, which is, not suitable for most advertisers, you're still going to make some money. I don't understand what it's going to take for people to understand that YouTube has done a phenomenal job to keep this platform going. I used to think that years ago, when I lost my monetization, I was ticked off. I was as ticked off as JB is today. But come to think of it, they made the right move, because now I'm back on a new channel. I'm monetized. It took me to get 1,000. It took me 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 minimum watch hours in the 12-month period to get there. It took more work than it used to. But once you get there, there's more ad revenue for you, because there are fewer people that are misusing monetized channels like they used to misuse them. It's gotten a lot better. And here's the thing. If you're going to be a creator, I understand sometimes you're going to push the boundaries a bit and you're going to be a little edgy with your content, right? But when you're someone like JB Gunner that, whether he actually is an edgy guy in real life or he just plays the edgy guy on camera, he's edgy on camera all the time. He pushes the boundaries and the guidelines all the time, and he knows it. He knows it. I think a good content creator may get a little edgy every now and then, but for the most part, will be able to dial it in and speak his truth in proper and professional ways, while still delivering a powerful message within YouTube's community guidelines and ad-friendly guidelines. Now, here's the final thing I want to say to you, JB. I did talk about you today. I used you for example purposes. It's not a big deal. I'm going back to not mentioning you or talking about you tomorrow or the next stream I do, whenever that may be, or next video I do, whenever that may be. But I will say this, man. I think if you can remove all the drama, and you've talked about this before, you remove all the drama like I have, stop beating into them, ban all those people, and move on with the people that truly like your message outside of the drama or drama sphere. You claim to have a new graphics designer. I'm hoping that it's not Jamie in disguise. But I will say, because I saw this video today and then I looked into a few of those channels out of curiosity to see the graphics designing, your new graphics designer, in my opinion, is way better than Jamie. Unless that is Jamie and he just stepped up his game. But I don't think it is. It doesn't look like his work. You can rebrand yourself, man, and focus on your content, not the drama sphere. And you'll rebuild an audience of people that are there for you, and not just only there when you're attacking people like me or other people, which is the main reason why your channels are being shut down or you're getting community guideline violations or strikes. Try to be mature about this, dude. What's done is done. And again, you want to do your show tomorrow and play my meltdown video 100 times. You want to upload it to 100 channels, 200 channels. It's on you, dude. It's pretty pathetic that you and many others have to continue regurgitating 2-year-old content because you think it triggers me. It doesn't trigger me, man. I'm actually very much emotionally in tune with myself. And that video, looking back at it, like I said earlier in the show, is one of the most honest, genuine, raw, and real videos I ever did. I was hurt, and I was going through a lot, and I expressed it. Yeah, I had a meltdown, but it happens to all of us. You've had plenty of meltdowns, sir, and then you delete those streams, right? And we got those streams too. But we're not sitting here, publicly putting them out there, and creating endless content on, oh, JB Gunner is doing this. JB Gunner got drunk on camera with his girlfriend Anna. JB Gunner. It's just not worth it, dude. It's pathetic, man. But if it's worth it to you, dude, and you think that it's going to get you some traction and you're going to have fun with your audience, go for it. Have fun. I'm going to go create some real content, including some evergreen content that I'll be starting tomorrow in addition to my live streams. Got to get those pre-recorded videos going as well if you're going to be a successful YouTuber. All right, folks, with that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you, Beastmaster, for being here. Thank you, Queen Helen Casey. Thank you, Muttnuts Reviews. I didn't see Stephanie Ellis Super Steph here, but she's probably busy. We'll probably catch her on the next one. And thank you to everyone else that was here that was not chatting. Again, I'm not here to cause any issues, folks. This was just a topic I wanted to do today. I wanted to give my reaction to this. I wanted to also give the best example I could think of when it comes to protecting your channel from being shut down. Have a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. We're out. We're out. We're out. Peace out.